In college in particular, as you mentioned, it's expensive even before they had to pay for all of these different services. When somebody or their family is paying $60,000 a year
Hmm.
for a degree, I wonder actually if that changes the idea of what education is about. I mean, it used to be I'm going to go to school to study and learn.
Hmm.
And if I fail and I take the course again, I get some real tutoring or something like that. But when somebody's paying that much money, does that change the entire, tenor of that relationship between the college and the student or the student's family?
I think it does, and on both sides, frankly. I tend to believe that and there are other people, it's not just me, there are other people who share this view, but that one of the drivers for this cheating phenomenon that we've been talking about is the transactional nature of higher education, that it has become more of an investment. It has become more analyzed in terms of money in, money out. Is my degree worth this? What kind of a job am I going to get after I get this degree? Conversations about student debt, really analyzing this from a dollars and cents perspective, and that's fine. But if you have that mindset that, and you see it all the time, I can provide you dozens of examples where students tell researchers and surveyors, well, I'm paying $60,000 a year for this education. I'm entitled to my degree, right? Give it to me. I'm paying for it. And this transactional, I can't believe you actually expect me to do the work and pay you is, I don't want to say that it's new, but I think it's definitely more common and more on the surface than it used to be. And this also drives another phenomenon you see in the cheating space increasingly. And I don't think there's any debate about this. When students are caught or when they're accused of misconduct, they hire lawyers. They are increasingly willing to and eager to litigate the accusation in hopes of determining some closed door settlement than they are dealing with it in another way. And that goes to your point about if you're paying $60,000 a year for tuition, $10,000 for a lawyer to keep you from getting expelled feels like a good investment. Probably is is not money thrown away. But this again puts pressure on the institutions. Now they have lawyers that they have to bring in their legal counsel, and they have to go through legal proceedings and make settlements. And this sort of process isn't free. And when you have cheating at the level that you see it at, where one professor, has 300 students in his class who he catches cheating, 300 academic misconduct reports, 300 hearings, 300 investigations, 250 lawyers in one class, in one university, you start to see this as a financial expense that the universities can't deal with without at least passing on the cost. And my real fear, and we may get to this too, is that increasingly this just incentivizes universities to not deal with it.
I was going to ask you that. Have you interviewed university administrators who say, we just can't go there? Or maybe have you interviewed faculty members who have been kind of quietly urged behind the scenes not to pursue things unless they're really over the top?
I haven't had any administrator, dean level, provost level say that, but I've had many dozens of professors tell me that. Here's usually how it goes. They know that once they accuse a student of cheating, that trust, that relationship, mentor, teacher dynamic is probably shattered and probably forever. So they're reluctant to do it from that perspective. Even when they're certain that the cheating has gone on and they can't sort of let it go, there's an emotional labor cost, right? They have to fill out the paperwork, they have to go to the hearings, they have to confront the student, they have to deal with their dean. It triggers an administrative process. And if you have dozens or hundreds of students going through that, professors have told me that deans eventually look at them and say, stop, just stop it. You spend so much time in my office, we're getting so much paperwork, so many hearings, quit it. And then there's also sort of, you get this from time to time in the teaching community, there is this sense among peers and colleagues, other professors, that if a lot of students are cheating in your class, you're not teaching well. That it's somehow a reflection on your quality as a teacher. So there's also this added pressure from the professor's perspective to, yeah, I know a lot of my students are cheating, but I really don't want to drag everybody through that. And I don't want to have to tell my colleagues and peers and friends that half my class is cheating, because whether they say it out loud or not, they're going to look at me and be judgmental about that. And I would say that that's not the problem. Probably just as many students are cheating in the other professors' classes as are cheating in theirs. But, that's just not where we are with that conversation. So that's a very, very long answer. Yes, there are many, many pressures and impediments in these internal college apparati that place incentives to not find or not pursue or not punish misconduct.